shift the way you lead, the way you live. Clarity, courage, change. Because your next level won't wait. This is Monday Mindshift, the clarity you've been craving, the shift you didn't know you needed. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Labor Day to anyone watching from the United States. Happy Monday. It's time for Monday Mindshift, and welcome to the new month, September. It is September 1st. Can you believe 8 months of 2025 are already gone? It's kind of shocking how fast it's gone to me. My wife and I were talking about this recently, how quickly this year seems to have passed by, that we're already in September. Anyway, I know for September, it's like in the US, as I said, it's a holiday. A lot of people are going back to school. A lot of kids are going back to school, back to university, young people. So everything's shifting. We're shifting from summer to fall. It's a time of harvest and new beginnings, but not in the spring kind of way, right? We're shifting to slowing down, reaping the harvest of what was grown or planted until now. So let me go ahead and get started. You might have been told you were lazy. You might have even believed it. But what if I said, you're not lazy? You're just exhausted from carrying the mask that says, I'm fine, when you're not. And welcome, Kenneth and Liana. Thank you for joining. The others that are joining, I'm excited to see who shows up, who makes it, to hear your comments. There's my smile, Kenneth. Is that a smile enough for you? You know, not all of us can have a brilliant smile like you, my friend. Anyway, I want to make you a promise. Today, my goal is to help you dismantle the lazy label, to decode what resistance really means, and to help us all practice shifting from I'm fine and pretense to alignment. Right? So, as I said, our topic, you're not lazy. You're just tired of pretending you're fine. Let's open with this quote. Caring for myself is not self-indulgent. It's self-preservation. Let that land for you. Caring for myself is not self-indulgence. It's self-preservation. Maybe you've heard something like this, maybe not. But let it seep in. All right. There's a real cost of pretending, right? There are 3 usually hidden drains to this pretending. The first, I don't remember. I need to check my notes. But the first is emotional labor, where you're performing that I'm fine when you really aren't. You see, each time we drop that I'm fine when it's not true, it's like carrying a backpack. And Sean, welcome. Happy Labor Day. Right? Each time we say I'm fine when it's not true, it's like carrying a backpack. And each I'm fine is a brick that we're loading into that backpack. The way you recognize this is after you interact with someone, you feel exhausted. You feel some resentment because you're always the one stepping up. You're always the one doing the work. You're always that go-to person, right? It sounds good. Oh, he's the Kenny's your go-to guy. Sean's your go-to. Yeah, call Sean because he'll take care of it. He'll do it. He'll be on it. It's not laziness. It's exhaustion from constantly performing. Like, yep, I'm fine. Sure, I'll do it. Great. Any happy September 1st, since I know you're not in the USA. All right. Our second drain, I call it mask fatigue. It involves suppressing your needs, carrying expectations from others. It's, as the picture shows, right? It's carrying that beautifully polished mask that you put on each morning. I'm fine. How are you? When inside we're miserable or we're exhausted or we're tired. And the ache, this discomfort, this pain, this tiredness, we label often as laziness. Oh, stop being lazy. Meryl, happy Labor Day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right? Don't be lazy. You are terribly awesome, Kenny. Terribly. Right? Carrying, not acknowledging our own needs or seeking to meet needs, carrying those expectations like it's a prize, holding this mask up, polishing it, spending all the time polishing our mask so we can put it on each day. And if we take it off and just go, oh, let me sit on the couch and just relax for a minute. Let me do something for me that doesn't involve any activity. Oh, he's being lazy. The third drain, chronic misalignment. It's like wearing a shoe that's 2 sizes too small. Right? It's uncomfortable. It can cause blisters. Imagine running a marathon in this shoe, or even running a 5K. But we do it with our mental state, right? We do what looks good. Welcome, Tracy. Happy Labor Day. Right? We work at doing what looks good instead of what feels true for us. Right? The truth is, your soul never signed up for that. The cost here is procrastination, numbness, crashing in the middle of the day. I remember those days where coming back to work after lunch, it's just like, oh, I got no energy. What am I gonna? I gotta do this work, but I just want to take a nap. Right? All of these drains have costs, right? I forgot the mask fatigue. It brings brain fog and irritability and that disconnect, right? Today we call it quiet quitting at work, right? We can't quit the job because we need the job, we need the income, but we hate it and we do just the minimum. We We quietly disconnect like a robot, right? So let's do a symptom check. Symptom, not system. They call it a system check. Right? You've got brain fog, that I don't care numbness, like whatever. Procrastination, the energy crash, especially sudden, unexpected energy crashes, right? It's like trying to use your phone with the batteries low. It's turned red like this. These aren't signs of laziness. These are your receipts for the credits you cashed in to pretend you were okay. Because that pretending is extremely expensive. And we pay the bill with our body. I love the way Brene Brown says it. You can't get to courage without walking through vulnerability. Right? It's a, hey, you know what? I'm not feeling it today. I got no energy. I need to take an extra day off. I need to go do nothing for 10 minutes. I need to go take a nap. One thing I learned moving abroad, especially down here to Latin America, in the siesta culture, siestas are good. And I crack up as a midlife adult. When we were kids, we hated naps. Like, you got to go take a nap. What? I don't want to take a nap. Like, what are you, crazy, mom? Now it's like, nap? Okay, where? Let me go. Sure, I'll take a nap. Give me a nap any day and let me recharge. All right. So where did this all come from? Where did it start? It started when we were younger. Right now, if you can, or if you want to go back and watch the replay and you can do this activity, close your eyes. Think back to the first time you ever were called lazy, or someone said, that's lazy. Stop being lazy. Don't be lazy. Any frame of that. Think about it. What was the reason they called you lazy? Who said it? What was the moment? Who said it? Was it a teacher? Was it a parent? Was it an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent? Who was it? What were you feeling at that time? And what was it that you really needed? Was it a 5-minute break? Was it more connection from someone? Lazy in this story became the cover story, not the true story, the cover story. And underneath that was fear, overwhelm, misfit energy. Not failure, just signals. So the question is, as an adult with knowledge, I'm a little envious, Envy. I have a full day and no nap time available. But it's my day off, so it's an easy day. So I have regenerating activities, just not naps. James Baldwin said it this way: not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced. Love to hear your comments. What do you think about that quote? I'm going to continue on because I know there's a major lag between LinkedIn and Restream. I wish they would fix that, but no biggie. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. All right. So, if you've been watching the last few weeks, you know I have my science minute. So, this is our science minute. Polyvagal theory shows that the 4F response, right? The fight, flight, freeze, fawn, it looks like inaction, but in reality, it's a protection mechanism, right? Your brain, your body is just trying to protect you. And that's why you're operating in fight, flight, freeze. I'm going to move that so you can see the quote. The second area is cognitive dissonance. Big fancy scientific word. What it really means is your goals and your true identity are clashing. They are not aligned. They're crashing into each other. You're chasing a goal that doesn't fit, that's not yours. Your motivation drops. Avoidance is your self-preservation. Your brain, your body, your soul is saying, no, don't do that. It doesn't fit you. So, you want to face it. Look at the goals. Are they aligned with who you are, who you want to be? Or are you chasing somebody else's goals? Because when they're misaligned, your body, your soul, your mind will go into protection mode. And then there's the word that everybody knows, burnout. Christina Maslach did a lot of research on burnout. And when exhaustion from our misalignment, from our performing, it leads to withdrawal. That's what burnout is. You're pulling back. It's not weakness. And your nervous system isn't lazy. It's loyal. Loyal to keeping you safe. And Pema Chodron, I hope I didn't massacre her name too badly. Oops, I forgot to reopen my chat box. Thankfully, I've got it over here. Leslie, welcome, welcome. Liana, you make a very good point. Often the one calling us lazy is us. We call ourselves lazy. I want to tell you, I've learned to stop calling it lazy. It's not lazy. It's protection. It's renovation. It's renewal. It's okay to stop and take a breath. 10 minutes, an hour, whatever. You are the one in the driver's seat. So be careful about calling yourself lazy, because it's not lazy. It's exhaustion from trying to be something we're not really are. We really aren't, right? The only way to ease your pain, or the only way to ease our pain, is to go through it, right? The only way out is through it. Fighting it will just bring it more. I saw a really great presentation about cognitive diffusion. And those thoughts, right? Like, I'm not good enough. I'm not ready. They won't love me. They don't love me. I have to heal my trauma first. If we talk back to those thoughts, your brain goes, oh, You like working on this. Okay, let me give it to you some more. And then those thoughts lead to feelings. We feel insecure, we feel anxious, guilty, fearful. We remember those past patterns. It's all reactive. And those patterns can often become part of our identity. And then we operate from that. Identity is the foundation that drives everything in our life. Who are you? Who do you believe you are? So, cognitive dissonance, burnout is just your body saying, back off. You can't do this. Rob, welcome. Nice to have you here. I haven't seen you here before. Thank you for coming. I love it, Leslie. That's great. Lazy is to refreshing as failure is to learning, right? We often look at lazy and failure as they're negatives, right? Oh, I don't want to fail. Oh, I have a failure. It's a reframe. It's a simple reframe, right? I can say it's lazy or I'm refreshing, I'm renewing. I can say it's a failure or I'm saying I learned how not to do it, right? I learned what doesn't work. It's all up here. It's all in the meaning we give it, right? It has little to do with reality. It's the meaning. If you say it's failure, guess what? You're going to respond as it's a failure. And that failure oftentimes becomes you move from I had a failure or I failed and we turn it into I'm a failure. We say I made a mistake. I'm a mistake. I made wait, no. I feel shame. I'm ashamed. Right? We move these things to identity because as Leslie often teaches, the thoughts that we constantly repeat, or as she just said, our identity matches what we have faith in. We often have perfect faith in the fears, right? I appreciate when you were born, when I was born, we had two fears. Babies have two fears. That's it. Fear of falling off of a drop off. They've tested it. I've seen the videos. They give babies a glass table. Lisa, welcome. Thank you. Thank you. They have a glass platform, but underneath the glass, there's a drop off. And the babies will not cross it. They will stop right at the threshold. They could walk across because it's a glass platform, but they will stop every time. And loud noises. It's the only two things that babies are afraid of. So I have to ask myself, what am I afraid of? Anything else besides those two things, I created it. I re-energize it. All right, so let's move on here to the practices. As I said before, lazy is protecting us. So our first activity, whoops, that is not what I wanted. There we go. That is a good question, Leslie. But so our first practice to get out of this loop is the resistance decoder. When you're feeling resistance to do something, ask yourself, my resistance is protecting me from. Miss Sharon, thank you for joining. Glad to have you here. Right? As we said before, you can't change everything you face, but you can't change what you won't face. So we face it. What is my resistance trying to protect me from? Why do I procrastinate on that? It might be a legitimate protection and it might be a misguided protection. But if we don't ask, we won't know, right? So you can just ask yourself, just take some quiet time, silently ask yourself in your head, okay, what is this resistance protecting me from? Or what is my resistance pointing me toward? I'll give you some examples. Bob avoids networking. Why? Why does he avoid networking? Everybody knows in business, you got to build your network. You got to go network and meet people. Bob does the work. He says, oh, I'm afraid of rejection. What if I talk to someone and they walk away, or they don't like what I say, or fill in the blank, right? And the pointing me toward is your inner voice is trying to get you to connect authentically, like connect human to human. I have a perfect example. My wife just published her book. We just submitted her Spanish version of the book, and now she's been asked, can we make it in Japanese? She's kind of shocked. But she joined a group for self-published authors. And she said as soon as she posted her introduction post, her messenger blew up. Most of the connections, the messages came in, hello, dear, hi, dear, hey, dear. And she's like, those I ignored. She's like, but this one person commented and said something nice. And then they were like a pit bull or a bulldog, like, do you have this? Do you have that? And she didn't answer. And they're like, hey, are you still listening? Are you still there? Are you she's like, I said, unfriend them. Whatever you did, undo it. Because they're just, exactly, Leslie. And because he's performing instead of just being authentic, you don't know. Right? When you're performing, I used to say this. My wife put me on a pedestal early in our marriage. And I told her, I said, the problem is the pedestal is about this big. And I'm standing on this pedestal like this, going, whoa, what if I fall? What if I fall? Balancing. Oh, I'm going to fall. I was constantly afraid of falling. I said, don't put me on the pedestal. I'm an imperfect human being. I'm going to make mistakes. But I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to learn. And I'm going to do it better the second time. And better the third. And even better the fourth. And that's what I teach my son. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to flop. As the baby story, right? You take the one step and you fall on your face. But when we stop calling this protection laziness, that's when we can actually start hearing what the need is. I was just on a podcast interview with Zara Camp. I don't know if you know her, but she's got a great podcast called Real Talk Reclaimed. And I was talking about everything we do is about fulfilling a need. Sometimes we're fulfilling the need in a positive way, and other times we're doing negative things, but it's fulfilling a need. If you have a bad habit, there's a need. Good point, Sharon. Love bombing can be a sign of narcissism, but it's not an automatic. Right. When we realize the pedestal is on the floor, it's not so scary. Or when we ignore the pedestal, you're like, okay, they can put me on a pedestal. I know where I stand. I know the ground I stand on is firm. That changed everything for me. Other people could put me on the pedestal. Her and my son, they think I can fix anything. When anything stops working, they're like, go get daddy. Daddy will fix it. I can't fix everything. I can fix a lot, but I can't fix everything. But they seem to think I can. But when we get quiet, we stop labeling ourselves as lazy. We just take a break, take a pause, and listen to the signals that are right here inside us. They will tell us what's going on. Carl Rogers said it this way: the curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change. It's a powerful quote. When I accept myself just as I am, then I can actually change. All right, so that's practice one. Just take a pause, ask yourself, what is this resistance protecting me from and pointing me toward? If you listen carefully enough, you will get the answers. Promise you. So imagine this. You're holding this mask, I'm fine, embossed on it. At first, it feels light. Like, hey, I can put this mask on. It fits good and it's okay. But over time, the longer you're holding this mask on, and anybody who's ever held a baby knows this, right? When you pick up the baby, they're like, oh, they're so sweet and light. An hour later, you're like, oh, my arms are getting tired. So imagine holding this mask up constantly after years and decades. Your arms are hurting. It's harder to breathe. Your body starts to collapse. This collapse is what we call laziness. The reality is, it's the cost of pretending, of not being honest with ourselves, not being honest with others. Leads us to our second practice, the alignment audit. Okay, Kenny, I'm not ghosting you. Or Meryl, I'm going to just make the camera disappear temporarily. So the alignment audit, like the picture shows, you've got the plant that's wilting and suffering, and you've got the plant that's healthy and vibrant. So you can get out a sheet of paper, do a notepad, Excel spreadsheet, whatever works for you. And create two columns. Write down on the left, not in one of the columns. Just write them down. Your top 3 commitments that sometimes might feel draining. The things that require a lot of your time, energy. time and energy. And then ask yourself, does this shrink me or does it expand me? If it shrinks you, it's performance. So choose one that shrinks you and either release it or reframe it. If it expands you, that's alignment. Do that more, right? Which commitments are make you more yourself and which ones make you less? Howard Thurman says it, don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it. All right. See, I'm still here. Well, isn't that the process of self-awareness, is to examine everything we do? And that's kind of this alignment audit. Like if I'm doing it and it's using up my time and energy, to sit down and go, is this expanding me or shrinking me? Jeffrey, welcome and thank you for your comment. new name and face I haven't seen here before. So thank you for joining us. This alignment audit or the resistance audit, if you're feeling any resistance, that's a good clue. Just like Sharon said, love bombing can be an indicator of narcissism. Doesn't automatically do it. So, it's about awareness. If you're feeling any resistance, start questioning that resistance. Audit the things that take your most time and energy. And audit, is it expanding me? Is it growing me? Is it making me better as a human, as myself? Am I happier than I was when I started? Do I feel better about myself than when I started? Once we start actually looking in at ourselves, things change. You start to notice, you start to face things, and then we can make the changes. All right. Practice number 3. If you've been here the last couple of weeks, you'll see this is a common theme, the 2-chair dialogue. It's a powerful metaphor. Today's example, the blue chair is pretending. That voice that says, I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm good. Don't stop. Don't show them your weakness. Keep performing. The amber chair is your authentic self. So you, just like before, you can imagine you're sitting in the blue chair and admit, where are you saying I'm fine when you're not? Where are you calling yourself lazy? That's a good question, Robin. I will come to that. Because you're exactly right. As we said, emotions, we need to go through them. We need to process them. When I was young, I got this foam rubber brick. And when I was really angry, I went to my bedroom, closed my door, and I would throw that brick around. Visually, it looked just like a brick, but it was a piece of foam rubber, so it couldn't hurt anything. And I think with frustration, asking ourselves, what am I frustrated about? What is the need in me that is not being met? That's causing me, leading to my frustration. And honestly, one thing for me learning was I'm not responsible for anybody else's feelings. That doesn't mean I can go around being a jerk, but if I'm processing my own emotions and someone is offended by that, and I wasn't directly being offensive intentionally, I can't control that, right? It, I can be honest with them, I can be authentic, and sometimes they're going to get hurt. They're going to feel hurt. And I've learned that, hurt is not necessarily something I always have to avoid. Like, I'm going to hurt people, I'm going to say things, and people are going to get offended. I'm not being jerk. I can appreciate that, Rob. I live in Guatemala, and when I was young, we used to say, "Where did you get your driver's license? A Cracker Jack box?" 90% of the drivers here in Guatemala, I feel like they got their driver's license from a Cracker Jack box. They don't follow any rules, like right away. They get on the road and it's like me, 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 cutting you off. I being a gentle, kind driver, I stop and let one car, like my goal is, let me let one car, then the next one can come by me, behind me, and I stop and 10 of them come out, or they come halfway into the street, so I have to stop. And I sometimes I feel so frustrated. Some of the things that help me when I'm feeling frustrated, like when I'm feeling frustrated with my son, or if I'm feeling frustrated with my wife or other people, their laziness, their lack of common sense, their political attitudes. Political tension is very high these days. Doing some shadow boxing, going for a brisk walk. I push myself, not just a comfortable walk, but like I actually push myself. I get my heart racing a bit. Or shake and bounce. Actually, when I record my podcast, and usually before I start these, I do this. So I just stand and just do this. Just get the lymphatic system going. It's 5 to 10 seconds of that. I promise you'll feel different. You might feel ridiculous, but you will feel different. Yes. And Meryl, the challenge is like, if I visit them on the street, I see them on the street, or I visit them at their house, they're super giving and kind and friendly. And I'm like, what happened? They get in the motor vehicle and like their brain shut off. Like, I'm like, what happened here? I'll introduce another thing, Rob, too. I call it a rage page. Get a notebook, sheet of paper, whatever. Write out all my feelings, right? Bill pissed me off today. He's being a total jerk. I don't know why he can't get this right. He's so darn. Write it out. If you can, write it out and then destroy it. Put it in the shredder, burn it up, whatever. But let's get it out of you. My son, I often tell him to put his stuffy or a pillow on his face and scream as loud as you can. Emotion is energy in motion. So we just want to keep it moving. It's when we try to repress it, we try to hold it still, that it becomes a problem. So I hope those helped. With our two-chair dialogue, right? You can sit in one chair and talk about how you're pretending. Where are you not being honest with yourself or others? Where are you holding yourself to this crazy standard? When you go to the other chair, in your mind, on a sheet of paper, or physically change chairs, and acknowledge it. Thank you. What I really need is this. I hear you. Thank you for protecting me. I really need this, though. As I've said before, we're not shaming the protective mechanism, the mask. We're thanking the mask for how it served us until that point, and we're taking it off and we're putting it down, leaving it behind. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. When I got this quote, I love this quote when I first saw this quote. And you could make this sentence yours. The truest thing I can say about where I'm pretending is, and then you fill in the blank. The truest sentence about what I really need is, and write it out. Make a note. Do a voice note to yourself. Write it in your journal. Type it in your phone notes. Whatever works for you. But express it. Think about it. What is the truth about how we're pretending? And what is your truth about what you really need? And try this experiment. For the next 7 days, replace one time when you wanted to say when thought about saying I'm fine, and be true. I'm not fine. I'm really tired. I'm feeling really anxious about, I can't handle dealing with other people acting this way. Doing it from an observational point, not an evaluation. Right? I learned to say, when you do this, I feel this. Right? I'm not evaluating. Like, I'm not saying you're being narcissistic or you're acting blah, blah, blah. I'm not judging them. I'm not evaluating them. I learned this from nonviolent communication. It changes so much. But I can be observational. When you do that, this is how I feel. And this is what I really need. Try that. Right? Try this 7-day experiment. One of those times you feel like saying, I'm fine, because that's standard. Try saying something true for you at that moment. Right? And remember this. Remember this quote. Try to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is your greatest accomplishment. The world will always try to make you something else. But Our best accomplishments are not our performance. It's when we operate in alignment to ourselves. And the first step is to be clear and have clarity with yourself. Maybe you've been shaming yourself as lazy or other things. I've opened a few slots on my calendar for my identity clarity calls so you can stop pretending and start aligning. Clarity is where it starts. You can DM me or comment fine on this event and we'll get in contact. We'll have a conversation. That's what this is. It's a conversation to see where you're at, to help you clear the fog. All right. We have about 10 minutes left. So, like I usually do, because I originally started this not as the Sean Show. With Tracy's encouragement, though, and others, I've gotten better at this. Being more prepared for So let me know if that link works. If you want to join, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to have a conversation right here, right now. No need. Wow, I missed a lot of Sharon's comments. Somatic shake it off. Yeah, somatic shakes, power walks, the rage walk. My wife and I have done those 100 times. We're like, gotta go for a walk. I think the key point I want you to take away is if you're feeling lazy or you're calling yourself lazy, it's your system telling you something's not right. It's like the light on your dashboard in the car. You can ignore the light and can continue driving. You don't have to. I saw a video once where the light came on the dashboard and the person stopped the car and pulled it over like, oh my gosh, we can't drive the car. And the other person's like, oh, why are you stopping? Oh, the light came on. No, a light is like, okay, get it checked out soon. Doesn't have to be right this second. You don't have to stop in the middle of the highway because your light came on. Get safely home and get it checked out. I'm not sure what you mean, Rob, with I need more of those. So if you want to add a comment with that, or reach out to me privately, connect with me, send me a message. I think I still have open profile, so you don't even have to be connected for me to receive your message. I'm happy to talk. Support you where I can. Frustration walks, yeah. And I like, with my frustration walks, I have certain songs that really help shift my mood, which this is a perfect time to introduce this. I used an AI tool to co-create something. We have 5 minutes. Nobody's joined the stage. So I'm going to share my song because I recently published it on YouTube, because when I gave the detailed prompt, and what came out, I was amazed. I love it. And I would say, yes, Annie. If the light came on, you need to check. There's something that caused it to come on. The wise thing is to, because I have a older truck. The light came on. I had it checked. I did a repair. The light went off. It came back on, and then it just went off. And I'm like, I could just say, oh, nothing's wrong. The light went away. It's all good. But I had it checked to verify that, yeah, everything was okay. Nothing to worry about. It was a temporary fault. But I would even say I've learned sometimes that temporary fault still is an indicator. It's like a little sore throat. You're exactly right. We all need some type of outlet. Writing, going to do kickboxing, get one of those boxing dummies, whatever. All right, so also share tab audio. Hopefully this works. But here is my AI co-created song.
Yeah, it's time to rise up. Hear the call, don't you give up. In the shadows where you hide, doubts and fears come like the tide, but there's a fire deep inside. It's burning bright, can't let it die. You think you're just a soul adrift, searching for the perfect gift, but believe me, you're the one, you're the light around the sun. So let it go, let the fear fall down. You're a warrior, not a ghost in this town. Take a breath, feel the spark ignite, unleash the dreamer, burning in the night. Step by step, you'll find your way through the darkness to a brand new day. Imposter thoughts, they'll fade away. You're more than what the voices say. With every doubt that tries to bind, you'll break the chains, free your mind. You're not alone in this fight. With passion's fire, you'll take flight. So let it go, let the fear fall down. You're a warrior, not a ghost in this town. Take a breath, feel the spark ignite, unleash the dreamer, burning in the night. Every artist, every sage felt the struggle in this age, but inside them a voice so clear, rise up, oh dreamer, you got nothing to fear. You are the change, you are the light, you've got the power, let it shine bright. Rewrite the story, let your heart sing, embrace your magic in everything. So let it go, let the fear fall down. You're a warrior, not a ghost in this town. Take a breath, feel the spark ignite, unleash the dreamer, burning the moment. You're stepping strong in with each moment. You're stepping strong in a world where you truly belong. Identify the strength within a brand new journey. Now let's begin. Your voice matters. Your vision is clear with every heartbeat. Drown out the fear. You got the answer.
All right. So I put the link in the chat. You can go to YouTube and get it. I've heard this song, like I can turn this song on in my head anytime I need it now. I'm very musical, and music is so powerful, especially the right music. It can change everything for you. Yeah, it won't Shazam, Jeffrey, because it's a custom song. And I'm working on one where I actually created it. Like I have written the lyrics. I tested it with AI to see what kind of music to find my rhythm, and I'm going to be working with a musician to actually create my own song. That's a coaching song. Similar to this one. But this one was me with the right tool and the right prompt with AI. This is what it gave me. And I wanted to share it with the world because it's a powerful anthem to me. So feel free to use the link. If you want to talk to me on one of those identity clarity calls, I'd love to talk to you. You can DM me privately. You can comment fine or I'm fine on the event. Thank you, everybody, for being here, for being engaged and sharing your comments, your questions, your ideas. I really appreciate it. Thank you to Meryl and Kenneth for sharing this far and wide, because I know they do. They're awesome with that. Mike, you joined us. Or maybe you were here the whole time. You just finally spoke up. Glad to see you here, Mike. Thank you, everyone. Once again, change your mind, change your life. Let's start Monday right. Have an awesome week. Happy Labor Day once again to everybody in the US. And we'll see you next week or around the interwebs in one of the other rooms that I tend to pop into. Take care. Be strong. Don't let fear win.